Okay, I guess this is everybody. Hello. Good afternoon. How are you doing? Now it's the time that you are supposed to have some sugar, right? To wake you up. But because you are showing up here, so thank you for doing that. I'm sure that these talks are going to be very insightful, and I think a lot of you will find it very helpful for your, consideration in programs that you are into for your college studies. Can you guess what is a dual degree program? I give you three numbers, 2, 2, and 4. So 2 universities, 2 degrees in 4 years. That is basically what a dual degree program is in short. We have a lot of different dual degree programs with different top universities in the world, in which Peking University is one. And our program talks today focus on programs between HKU and Peking universities. And I know that when you are here, you already studied what Hong Kong U is all about, and probably you've already known some of our program offerings. However, we're here today to bring our professors and program staff here to deliver more information regarding programs so that you have a deeper look into those programs and make a more informed decision. And the first talk that you will be listening to is from Professor Maurice Te, and he's going to talk about HKU and Peking U Future Leader Dual Degree in Economics, Finance, and Management. So give it up for Professor Maurice Te.
All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Hong Kong U Information Day. And my name is Maurice Te. And it's my great pleasure to introduce to you one of our most prestigious and globally oriented programs, the Hong Kong U, Peking U Future Leaders Dual Degrees Program in Economics, Finance, and Management for the year 2026 and 2027. This program is collaboration between Asia's 2 most outstanding, or maybe in the world as well, universities. Hong Kong U ranked, for example, 11th globally and 2nd in Asia. Peking U ranked 14th globally and 1st in China. And both universities are renowned for academic excellence, rich heritage, and influential alumni network. So we believe that these 2 universities, we together, can offer a truly world-class education program. And at Hong Kong U over here, our economics and finance programs are consistently ranked among the best in the world. For example, in 2025, Hong Kong U ranked 19 globally and number 1 in Asia and China in the area of finance. And our research rankings reflect our research output and academic impact. And students can learn from the forefront of economic and financial innovation, which can enhance their so-called learning and also broaden their knowledge base. And these are the strengths that we have at Hong Kong U over here, and they are guided by the leading scholars in the field as well in the study. The program is one of its kind in the world ever, and it's jointly offered by the Hong Kong U Business School and also the Guanghua School of Management of Peking University. Over 4 years, students will earn 2 degrees, the Bachelor of Economics and Finance from Hong Kong U and the Bachelor of Management degree from Peking University. In the program, students will also gain unique cross-cultural experience by living and learning in both Hong Kong and China. And this program will also prepare students for the global career opportunities, especially in roles that require a very deep understanding of China's economic landscape. The program structure is very simple, but it's a very rigorous program, by the way. And to graduate, students must successfully complete 294 Hong Kong U equivalent credits, out of which 150 at Hong Kong U here and 144 at Peking U. And in the first 2 years, students will spend time in Hong Kong to build up a foundation knowledge in economics, finance, and also business. And then the last 2 years at Peking U, they will dive deeper into the Chinese economic systems. At Hong Kong U over here, our first 2-year curriculum will include the following core courses. Courses like microeconomics, macroeconomics, statistics, finance, management, business, common core courses, language training. This structure will ensure students a solid academic background and at the same time the development of critical thinking skills that they need for further study in the future. And the last 2 years at Peking University, students will explore different topics, including finance in China, Chinese economy, cross-cultural communication, all the way to strategic management. A special highlight over here is the China Immersion Project, which allows students hands-on experience to understand Chinese business practices. And the program will culminate in a thesis project, and students can apply their learning in a meaningful way in doing research. What kind of students are we looking for? Well, we are looking for people who are not only academically strong, but also globally minded, socially responsible, and at the same time, committed to making a difference. Qualities like leadership potential, resilience, and the passion for international cross-cultural engagement are also highly valued by us. Essentially, we are looking for young students who are ready to become ambassadors for both Hong Kong and China on the global stage. And let's talk about money. How expensive is the program, all right? Well, for students in Hong Kong U for the first 2 years, they just pay the standard Hong Kong U tuition fee. And for the local JUPAS students, they are automatically considered for entrance scholarships from the Hong Kong U Business School. And the next 2 years, the last 2 years of Peking U, the tuition fee is fully covered. And students will also receive free accommodation and monthly stipend from Peking University. So this arrangement will ensure that the program is not only academically prestigious, but also financially accessible to everybody. Now, applications are open now, and the application will close on January 31st, 2026, early next year. And the selection interview will be held between the month of February and March, and successful candidates will be notified once both Hong Kong U and Peking U have made their own decisions. So that means that the selection process is jointly run and operated by both Hong Kong U and Peking U, and we must agree on the admission to agree on whom to admit into the program, okay? So it's a very rigorous program. And one thing to bear in mind over here is that if you want to, and if you're interested in this program, when you put down your JUPAS so-called application codes, okay, we give priority to those students, to those JUPAS students who put down our B-Econ, and Finance program. The JUPAS code is JS6767, JS6767 as the Band 8 JUPAS choices. Okay, so this is a very important point in mind. If you want to increase your chance to get into this program, you have to get into our B-Econ Finance program first to enhance your chance. Put down our program as a Band 8 choice in the JUPAS so-called application process. Now, this program basically is open to Hong Kong permanent residents who complete their high school study in Hong Kong, and also international students who complete the high school study outside of Hong Kong and China. For students, from Taiwan and Macau, or for PRC passport holders, I have to sorry to say that this program is not eligible for those students. If you are interested in this program, I refer you to the official guidelines for more detailed eligibility criteria on Peking U's website, okay? To apply, you have to submit a copy of identity to prove and verify who you are, and a CV, transcripts, and predicted grades, and the English test scores, and the 2 letters of recommendation. 1 letter on your academic ability and academic potential, and 1 letter on your personal characteristics and also your leadership potential. Besides, you're also required to write 2 essays. 1 is a personal essay, up to 500 words only, and 1 is a reflection on why understanding China will help you accomplish your personal and professional goals in life. And if you're interested, you can also submit a 1-minute video, self-produced, okay, which is optional, to showcase your personality and your motivation, right? So to sum up, this program is more than just an academic program. It's actually a transformative journey that equips you with the global perspective, the skills, and also the so-called critical thinking that you need to further your career path or study down the road in the future. In the meantime, if you're interested in this program, please stay connected with us, and you can connect with us through our Hong Kong U website and email, and also the social media platforms. In the meantime, I look forward to welcoming many of you to this exciting program next year. And I think time allows, I have to say, wish you all the best, and see you around, and hopefully next fall at Hong Kong U, same time next year. Meanwhile, this is at the end of my presentation. Any question, I can answer, all right? Thank you so much. Yes? Since they have a degree from both Hong Kong U and Peking U, and so their job prospect actually is very bright and also very promising. I think that they have participated in so-called financial markets, mostly with the areas of banking, investment banking, and also with some international corporations. And they're mostly located in Hong Kong after they graduated from these 2 programs, okay? So the job prospect actually is very good. In fact, I didn't mention it over here. Last year, our Econ Finance graduates, starting salary in Hong Kong is about $33,000 per month. That's the average starting salary for our Econ Finance students, just last year as a reference, okay? So at a time like this, it's a very bad so-called job market for most young people, but at the same time, those who graduated successfully, the job market actually is still there, all right? So all depending on how good you really are in preparing yourself for the challenging job market. And time is tough, and therefore, the competitive edge, the sharper it is, the better prepared you are, the better. That's all I can, tell you about. All right, thanks.
Thank you so much, Professor Maurice.
Yes.
I'm sorry, the Q&A session will be later after our presentations. Okay, so now I'd like to invite Professor Xiao to the stage to deliver the admissions talk about the law program.
Can I have the control? Okay, good afternoon, everyone. And I'm graduated from Peking University Law School and now working at the HKU Faculty of Law. So it is very thrilled today to introduce these dual programs. And I will first to cover a bit. I don't know how many of you have joined the HKU Law admission talk this morning, but I will cover a little bit about the general HKU Law, and I will later focus on the HKU and PKU dual degree. So first, why choose HKU Law? And I think the first about the rankings, I guess many of you have heard multiple times today, and also Professor Cei just introduced about the ranking. And so for the PKU and HKU, that HKU is ranking for the legal study is ranking 15, and for the PKU is now 22. So we have the 2 top Asian law schools. And we have the diverse faculty members. We cover more than 17 jurisdictions, including, of course, the Hong Kong jurisdictions and the Chinese mainland, which is the civil law traditions. And also we have the professor from Germany, from Italy, and of course from Britain, Australia, and so on and so forth. And so now we provide students with that opportunity to start in the Chinese mainland and to learn the civil law traditions in a very deep way. And so the third is about the histories. We are the longer established law faculty in Hong Kong. And so we have many distinguished alumni. As you may know, the current Chief Justice of the Final Appeal of Hong Kong, the Chief Justice Chen Kui-lun, is our alumni. And, here is about our research strength. And we have kind of covered many topics. And in addition to the traditional of the disputations and the human rights, we now have a focus on the technologies and AI. And we are trying to combine the legal educations and the AI education together. So we will have the AI literacy courses for the first 2-year students. And also we cover so many research centers, and you will have more information after you get the admissions. And in addition to the general class learnings by lecture and the seminars, we also have the different other forms like the meetings, and I'll have you to join the moot live stream these noons at the Faculty of Laws. And we also have the different summer internship programs, and also, of course, technology and the AI. So we have the mooting performance has a very good records, and one student from the PKU and HKU dual grams from HKU and won the national champions of the Chinese mooting last years. So this is from our HKU-PKU dual degree students. And for multi-different exchange partners, for the UKs, you can have the very many chances to the UK, like the University College of London, the Bristol, and so on and so forth. And for the United States, and we have the collaborations with the Duke University Law School, Pennsylvania University Law Schools, and so on and so forth. And so now we come to the specific programs. And for the HKU Law, we have the 2 dual degree trajectory. The first is internal dual degrees, which is combined with other faculties, including the Bachelor of Arts and the Social Science and the Business Management with the business schools and the Business of Social Science. And in addition to the external dual degrees, we have 2, the University of the College London and HKU and the Peking University Law Schools. So we are going to talking about the Peking University Law School now. And different from the other programs, and also we have heard about the dual degrees with the business management. If you are choosing to take the PKU and HKU dual degree in law, it will take you 5 years in total. So the reasons is that these are 2 totally different legal traditions. As we have mentioned, for the Chinese mainland, it is civil law, and for the Hong Kong, it is common law. So they are totally different courses, and I will give you brief introductions, although we all learn contract law in the first year in both HKU and PKU, but they are totally different topics, and we'll cover totally different legal statutes and different legal cases, and of course, the students need to overcome some language barriers and the reading skills, and so on and so forth. So if in order to take all courses of the 2 institutes, it will take 1 year longer than other dual degrees. So for students want to join the PKU and the HKU dual degree in laws, you will normally take your first 2.5 years at HKU to finish your law courses, and then take another 2.5 years at PKU and to finish all Bachelor of Laws degrees in PKUs. So normally our students will go to the PKU at the spring semester, which is every February of every year, not from the fall semester. So this is one of the difference of the dual law degrees in comparison with others. And so this is about the tuition fees, and same as other dual degree like the business, we have heard that you just need to pay the tuition fee according to the HKU standard for the first 2.5 years. And then later you go to PKU law schools, you just need to pay the PKU tuition fee, and which is normally 5,000 Chinese yuan per year. And for the general applications, we have updated our website. You can just check our HKU law, PKU, and HKU degrees, which have the whole specific requirement. And same as the business dual degrees. And I will give you some very brief criteria. The first is about eligibilities of applicants. And first, you have to be the Hong Kong permanent resident. And second, you have to complete all your senior high school in Hong Kong. And third, of course, we will have the interviews and which will test your Chinese, Mandarin, 普通话 skills. So these are the 3 criteria, and the first 2 are very strict. The first is permanent residence, and the second is senior high school. You have to complete in Hong Kong. And maybe different from what Professor Cui has talked about the business, we don't have the international students involved in this. So, and if you cut the IB or other international qualifications, you might not be able to apply for these programs. And so this is some reference for the past few years of the scores for these students to join these programs. And this is for another general LB, not for the dual degrees. And for the general scores you might find helpful. And so this is for the applications procedures. And you can find at our website, it have a very, very specific and the procedures, steps, and eligibilities, and what you need to prepare. And our deadline for the applications is January 31 at 2026. And so give you a general picture of how this works, is that first after you submit the applications and you indicate that you want to join this program. And so we will host interviews. And after interview, we will, if we think that, okay, you are very good and you are very good for our programs, we will offer you the conditional offer. So this conditional offer means that if you get admission to HKU Law, then you will join these programs. So, but this conditional offer cannot guarantee anything. So we have cases that students have passed our interviews but failed to get admission to the HKU Law. So these students cannot join these programs either. Right, so this is the general procedure of how this works. And this is some key important dates, and most of them overlap with the general universities application deadlines. So you can just check at the university website. And so that's my introduction today, and I would be very happy to answer your questions afterwards. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And now I would like to invite Ms. Ren to come on stage and deliver the final talk about the program in PPE. We call PPE because it's political philosophy and economics.
大家好，我是来自北京大学原培学院职员任建润。然后今天我很高兴能够在这里给大家介绍北京大学原培学院和香港大学政治学系的 PPE 双学士学位联合培养项目。接下来我那个项目介绍的全程都会用普通话。其实因为大家入学以后，进入北京大学原培学院学习以后，全程基本上都是就是这样一个学习和交流的环境，所以大家可以提前适应一下，看如何。首先，我们来看一下我们这个项目的背景与战略意义。事实上，这个项目它是一个国家战略驱动下的新文科建设。在2008年的时候 ，PPE 专业已经逐步建设成为北京大学重点的跨学科项目。在2018年，教育部高教司在4新的建设中明确指出要建设新文科。2023年，在学校的大力支持下，北京大学原培学院和香港大学政治学系，探索推进了北大港大的这个 PPE 双学士学位的这个项目。在2025年，这个项目正式落地，并且其实我们已经完成了港大这边的招生，也算是一个积极推进了新闻科国际化人才的培养。另一方面呢，因为 PPE 学科建设本身也是一个巨大的机遇。对我们来说呢，其实北大原培学院是这个 PPE 在国内的一个开创者。目前的话，内地的高校，比如清华大学、人民大学等高校，都是正在加速建设 PPE 学科。所以，北大作为当时的一个领头羊，在新一轮的这个学科的建设中，会为大家探索这个新的方向。另外一个呢，是我们也想是借这个项目和这个机会创新培养模式，因为港大在 PPE 学科资源和国际视野方面具有显著优势，所以这个联合项目其实是一个非常好的创新路径。在此基础上，我们最后的目标还是能够培养一些具有国际影响力、能够 能够解决一些复杂问题，具有非常强的这个学科训练背景下这个思维模式的一些学者或者各方面的领军人才。我们这个项目它有哪些基础与优势条件呢？我们可以来看一下。首先来看一下北京大学原培学院第一点其实就是优质资源条件，但这其实就是依托于我们北京大学。北京大学有顶尖师资、优秀的同辈群体，还有丰富的学术生活资源。其实我们学院一直经常有一句话，就是以北京大学的所有老师为师，以所有同学为同学。第二个的话，我们原培学院是那个北京大学教育改革的试验田，所以呢，在这个基础上，我们就有非常灵活的教学管理制度，它能够为学生发展提供非常个性化的支持和探索空间。我们的同学基本上他们的培养方案，如果有一些个性化的需求，我们甚至是可以为他们定制培养方案的，并且可以去跟各院系联系沟通，给他们设立一些特殊的课程，为学生本人。同时呢，我们学院是倡导共同生活的，学生入学以后，包括我们的项目学生入学以后，都是共同居住在35楼。我们35楼的那个居住条件是非常好的，地下室就是说，基本上它不出宿舍楼也可以完成除了吃饭以外的所有的这个基本上健身、娱乐、休息等等这些活动。加这一条就是我们今年那个港大已经这个项目的同学，就港大这边已经招过去的项目同学，极力要求我一定要加上这一条。然后第三条呢，就是我们 PPE 的那个学科建设保障是非常好的。我们这个项目就是我们 PPE 专业是从07年开始设立以后呢，我们的教师资源和课程资源并不是在原培。并不是由原培学院单独完成的，而是由北京大学经济学院、政府管理学院、哲学系以及包括法学院、社会学系等等历史学系一些院系提供的一些课程和老师资源。同时我们又有非常成熟的教学指导委员会和非常活跃的学生PP 学生学会组织。我们这个学会的同学经常会组织读书会、导师交流会以及实践活动。其中那个左上角那个图就是他们去湖南的一个实践活动。香港大学的优势，相信大家坐在这儿已经很了解香港大学的优势，是有非常顶尖的学术资源。在这个项目中呢，香港大学的经济学、政治学、哲学等学科在亚洲和世界范围内都有极高的声誉，所以为这个项目的实施和开展都提供了非常好的保障。同时呢，它有非常好的国际化视野和这个环境。也是一个非常多元的学习文化，同时英语教学的话是能够帮助学生提升语言能力，以及为国际化职业发展奠定基础。除此以外，考虑到项目的落地呢，其实我们也需要一些成熟的项目经验来借鉴。就我们北京大学而言呢，我们北京大学法学院刚刚老师也介绍了，以及中文系。与香港的很多所高校已经建立了一些双学位项目，并且有了成熟的管理经验。其中最重要的2点就是，第一个是学籍管理经验，因为它可以为学生的跨校支持提供保障，同时能够保障同学在不同体系中能够有一个顺利的过渡。其实我主要的本职工作也是负责这一块儿。另外一个就是学分互认机制，学分互认机制也是让2个学校相当于它的学分可以顺利的过渡，同时保证他们的这个学术质量的统一性和连贯性。此外，我们学院还有一些国际性的境内外合作办学项目经验，就是我们和日本的东京大学有一个东亚研究项目，这个项目其实是校方牵头，然后院系落地的一个项目，所以是一个双通道的交叉合作。在这个合作过程中，老师是有很多的互访交流的活动的，同时学生是联合培养，就是他们就是北大的学生要去东大交换1学期，然后东大到北大交换1学期。但是这个交换不是单纯的说你去上东大几门课或者上北大几门课，而是有一个固定的培养方案。就是说，他们必须要完成某些课程，同时北大和东大都为这个项目的学生，特意设立了一些课程，以保证他们把这个 精力主要聚焦在这个项目想要推进的问题上面，同时还有一些读书会、导师制的一些交流等等。具体到我们 PPE 双学位项目的话，我们具体有这些规划和方案。具体到招生的话，元培学院这边的是 PPE 大一的新生可以报名，然后大一的暑假预计是完成这个选拔，然后大二正式进入项目。之所以确立这个时间，是因为元培的同学进入元培学习之后，他最开始是不选专业的，他是要等到大二才能正式确定专业，因为他可以选北大几乎所有的专业。当然，我们第一年的招生是预计是不能超过5个人，后续每年不超过10人。港大这边是香港大学的新生是可以直接申请的，每年招生的人数是不超过5人。费用的话，学费我们是按就读学期所在的学校收费，也就是说，在北大就读期间就按北大的标准，港大就按港大的标准。住宿的话是我们是就是两边都要求是保证双方都能够给学生提供宿舍，奖学金也是按就读学期所在的学校。管理的话，我们是有一个联合管理委员会，是由北京大学元培学院和港大的政治学系的领导和教务团队组成，负责项目的整体规划、执行监督以及决策支持。同时会定期展开会议，以确保就是这个项目的正常进行。同时会讨论和解决一些遇到的问题以及未来的一些规划。对待学生，我们是有一个动态的学业跟踪系统和年度评估制度，保证学生能够顺利学习。我们的那个培养模式是这样，就是该项目所有同批次学生入学以后，首先到北京大学元培学院学习2年，然后再到港大的政治学系进行学习，也是2年。我们就希望以这种共同培养的方式建设学科共同体。同时的话，就学习年限上，香港大学的学生原则上是4年毕业。北京大学元培学院的学生一般也为4年，如果他需要延期的话，第5年应该是回到北京大学元培学院学习。学分要求的话，元培学院的 PPE 专业的总学分是130学分，该项目的学生呢，在北大这边至少要完成84学分和毕业论文，然后是在港大这边是完成大概按港大计的话是150学分，如果折到北大是75学分。大家可以看一下这个专业的课程要求，这是我们北京大学的一个学分框架，其实包括3个部分，大家可以看一下有3个系列，每个系列后面又有具体的模块。就公共基础课的话，后面的1-1公共必修课，这个是按北京大学要求统一完成。第2个通识课是一个元培特色课程，大概要求12学分，是6学分需要在北大完成，6学分在港大。大学成长课的话，其中有1门课是在北大必须完成，剩下的2学分学生可以自选在2校任意一校完成。专业课是要求全部在北大完成，选修课的话是2边自选。具体到有这些课程。专业基础课的话，我们入学以后，学生要求都必须学习高等数学课程，就是一个思维的锻炼，同时要修应用统计学。另外，接下来就是要有那个研讨班，我们是3类选2类，以及完成一个 PPE 视野。PPE 视野这门课程是我们邀请了就各个院系非常优秀的老师来给大家讲一些 PPE 相关主题的非常前沿的一些讲座，类似于这样的课程。专业核心课的话也是分为3类，就是每一类是至少选7分，一般就是2到3门课这样子。这是港大的一个学分要求，大概就是这样，大家具体可以看一看。如果有什么问题，等会儿可以在答疑阶段回答。谢谢大家。
Thank you so much. And now comes the Q&A session. If you have any questions for our professors, please let us know. And so our professors here will be able to answer questions that you may have. All right? Maybe you keep one. Okay, thank you. Okay. Who first?
what does the admissions process and standards look like for students who are applying with like the American system, like SAT and AP?
Which
Oh, sorry, yeah, for PPE.
就是他问那个就是 PPE 的
先修课的要求是吗？
他是用美国的那个就美国的系统来报，对他用国际考试
这个系统的这个我不太确定。
我来听你回答这个问题吧。
对不起，就是
是这样如果你现在是在香港完成American HKIS 还是
对是
在 HKIS 的话，那么如果你是需要报这个 PPE 的课程的话，那么就是报我们的International Admission Scheme 里面就那种 JUPAS Admission Scheme， 然后选First Choice Bachelor of Social Sciences， 然后你要 meet 到就是 Bachelor of Social Sciences 的 admission requirement 之后呢，元培这边会来就是挑学生来进行这个面试，如果达到这个面试的要求，以及录取的要求，那么元培这边会出 admission offer， 是吧？应该是，
所以就是据我的理解，就是我必须要在我的港大 application 上，就是说我的第一个选择就是 Bachelor of Social Science， 对吧？
对。
哦，行好。
Thank you. Next one.
就是对于这个 PPE 的申请，就是对于这个 PPE 的申请，因为他在那个招生上面似乎就是他如果是高中生去申请，他的情况是怎么样？然后录取的人数方面是怎么样？
你是说这个项目的还是单独的？
这个项目就是以高中生的身份去申请的话，
我们应该。
你
因为
现在是
港大这边是从港大这边先进入港大，然后进这个项目，然后北大是直接进去之后再定专业。
是这样，你现在是在哪里念书
French International School。
French 一样，也是跟刚刚那位同学说的是一样。那么如果你是Hong Kong local 有回乡证的话，那么也是报香港大学这一边，然后元培这边会来再筛选学生。那么我们现在所有的都是高中生录取，没有说只有高考进元培的学生是在元培里面再进行筛选。但如果是香港的学生，都是高中生进到港大以后，直接进到这个 PP 的 Dual Degree 项目。
OK， 所以说那我在申请上应该怎么去填写这个？
你就跟
So Bachelor of Social Science。
Bachelor of Social Sciences。
Thank you.
你好，我想请问一下，因为我了解到，如果要在香港做公务员的话，需要在香港读满本科4年。我想请问一下，这个元培这个计划，还有刚才说的第一个这个经济还有管理学的这个计划，他们能满足这个要求吗？
香港公务员应该
没有这个要求吧？我不知道，因为我们就是我们有那个香港的同学来直接就读，在我们元培就读那个 PPE 专业，他毕业以后没有提到说一定要有这个要求。他的目标工作就是可能是那个公务员，他目前是在港大正在读那个一个法学的研究生，对。
因为之前去咨询香港政府那边，他们说是 prefer 要在香港读满 bachelor。
我的理解，北大有不少就是香港的学生毕业以后进入到香港的公务员体系，包括 AO
Yours？
对。
我想问一下，这2个，一个是金融，一个是法律，对面试有什么要求吗？就是他们面试的整个流程。
OK。面试没有，我在想我用普通，那我就用普通话回答。就是对面试的要求的话，我们基本上和所有任何面试一样，其实重点看的我们会认真看每个人的 personal statement， 然后面试的时候，一个是刚才说的，最主要就是测试你的普通话能力，因为法律这个你用法律来理解和其他的学科可能不一样，就这个语言上的要求会更高。然后另外的话就是，我觉得不会有和其他任何的面试没有太多的区别，就是考虑你这个个人的志向，然后你为什么选这个专业，为什么选择这个项目，然后以及你自己的个人结合具体的体会。然后就像刚才我跟这位家长也在谈的这个问题，就在面试也好 ，personal statement 里面也好，一定要有非常 specific、非常具体的东西，就是不要谈一些非常空的大的东西。对。这个是唯一的建议。
My question is regarding the dual program of economics and finance. What is the teaching language of the last 2 years in Peking Peking University?
So the question is about teaching language, right? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so the first 2 years at Hong Kong U, well, at Hong Kong U over here, we use English as the instruction medium, or English, except you study Chinese or Chinese literature. And then when you go to Peking University, they also use English for instruction. In fact, this program is regarded as a global program, international. In fact, I think the student body at Peking U is not only students from Hong Kong and from Beijing, but rather also from other countries like America, USA, the UK and Europe, and Southeast Asia. And so Peking U basically grants quota to different places. Okay, so the student body is actually truly international. All right, so that's the language requirement. Okay, so English is prime, but we presume that you can also communicate in Chinese, because you learn Chinese in Beijing anyway. So I think that's why this program is very good, to strengthen your Chinese language skills for communication. So I think if you spend a few months over there interacting with the people there, and after several rounds of baijiu and Mao Tai, your Chinese language will improve drastically. Okay, so right.
The question earlier is about the median, the interview requirement.
Interview requirements, basically. Okay, I think somebody asked the same question over there as well. How to apply to this program? Well, first, 2 steps. One is apply to our B-Econ or B-Econ Finance program through JUPAS, okay? JS6767, or if you study in the IB program, IB curriculum, then you apply through the IB track, okay? Enter into the Hong Kong U B-Econ Finance program first, all right? And then you also apply separately to this program, joined with Peking University. So when you apply to this program, then you have to do the following thing. Submit your ID verification, CV, and also transcripts and things like that. And then you submit those information, and then you write 2 essays, and then 2 recommendation letters. Once all those documents are in, then we will review your application for the Hong Kong U Peking U dual degree program, and then we'll invite you to the interview in February next year, okay? So that means that you have to go through the interview process. What will be asked in the interview process? I think we can imagine you write your personal statement, you also write an essay on why understanding China will help you achieve your personal goals. They basically try to understand more about you rather than testing you on Chinese or English. But they want to know who you are, what you are, your aspiration, your motivation, and what's your objectives in life. And at the same time, how much do you know about Hong Kong U and Peking U? I think those are common questions that you can expect, okay? So 2 things over here. Apply to Hong Kong U B-Econ Finance program. Meanwhile, at the same time, apply to this program separately on our Hong Kong U internet website, and submit all those documents to Hong Kong U, shared with Peking University, of course, and then we'll so-called select people for interview in February next year. Now, the thing is this, people also wonder, if you apply to this program, what if you fail in this program? Will that affect your chance to get into Hong Kong U? The answer is no. It's 2 separate things bundled together, okay? So good thing is that you apply to both, and both work out for you, and you're admitted to both. But it won't affect your chance to come to Hong Kong U based on your JUPAS result or IB result. So this program, I think, is something additional on top, and they look at something beyond what we require for JUPAS admission or IB admission. They look more into, your personality, your leadership, and things like that, okay? So are we okay?
Great.
All right.
Very good question. I think apart from a lot of information that Professor Maurice Te mentioned that you can find on the internet, there are some insights that you may take away from here too. So we're open to a couple more questions. Yes.
你好，关于这个 PPE 的 program 呢，它会不会有某些subject 它是特别看重的？比方说，因为它有 PPE 3个主要的主题了，在 economics 上面，它里面写了说，数学、 是不是数学特别要看重，或者是某一科的某一科目的这个语言，除了普通话跟英语之外，有没有其他的第三门语言你们会特别看重的？
首先解释一下这个数学的问题，就是我们学院的所有学生都必须学数学课。就比如果他是中文方向，如果他是在北京大学中文系直接就读的话，他是不需要学数学课的。但如果他在原培学中文方向，就需要学数学课。所以这是一个前提条件。接下来就是数学的话，如果我们是 PPE 经济或者政治方向，我们建议是要求学数 B 的。因为它有些专业课程难度可能会大一点，然后我们这是有一个建议。然后一般的话，在培养方案上的话，针对这个项目来说，高等数学 D 就可以了。我们学校的数学等级是分为 A、B、C、D 4个等级 ，D 的难度是最小的，对，但是它必须学。这第一个。第二个的话，语言的话，我们没有特别的要求，但是如果大家有多语言的这个背景肯定是更好的，它更有利于学习。比如说哲学之类的，有一些文本它可能就是外文，就不一定是英文的，它可能是德语之类的，所以它有语言背景就肯定会更好一些。
原培学院老师你好，我想了解一下，就是如果我进了原培学院的理科试验班，我可以报名这个项目吗？
可以，就是我们的学生招进来之后呢，无论他是走文科还是理科，他进来以后，他是在大一的时候，第一学期我们会开那个专业的，就是开一系列的一些课程讲座，让同学们了解各院系各专业是什么情况。然后学生在大一下的时候，他会预选专业。大二上的时候会正式确定专业。如果你在大二的时候，就是大一，比如你确定就要学 PPE， 那你就可以在我们给原培同学发这个通知的时候，你就去申请这个项目。然后申请之后呢，如果通过了选拔，那大二就正式进入这个项目就可以了。
好的。然后那如果我读了 PPE， 然后相对于我读 G Law 这个双学位，我在香港的就业会有什么优势吗？
这个你可以待会儿咨询在后面的 Social Science Faculty 的同事啊。不好意思，可不可以把麦给那位同学啊
？Thank you all for the fruitful sharing. I would like to ask regarding the LLB program because I checked online is that the interview dates that is estimated around late March to early April, which is I think for JUPAS applicants that is kind of clashing with the HKDSC examination time period, or I would like to ask about the detailed information regarding the personal statement and the interview details. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so for the timelines, I need to check with the admission office to ensure that there is no conflict. But you're also welcome to send them. You can check all the information on the to ensure that there is no conflict, because this is not by myself. And for the personal statement and the interview, as I have just talked about, the first thing we care very much about is that you need to talk and you need to write very concretely, which means you cannot tell me that I have a very big dreams and I want to do one thing. You have to tell me why you want to learn this, want to join these programs, and why you want to learn laws, both in Hong Kong SAR and the Chinese mainland. And it's better to combine maybe your personal story, your personal experience, and what kind of the work or internship you have, maybe, yes. But the only thing that during the interview and reading your statement, we will very focus on whether you are very passionate and you are telling the truth and the very, very honest persons. So this is most part of that. And the second for the interview, and we will have a relatively emphasis on the Putonghua skills, because as I said, you need to learn laws in mainland, and which is whole taught in Putonghua, and you need to read and write in simplified Chinese. Right? So this is how we test you during the interview. But this is not a very strict requirement. We will of course know that, because this is not a Putonghua environment. You may not have to speak like the native speakers. So we will not do that. But we will have to ensure that you can survive and both learning and the living in Beijing if you get enrolled in this program.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Professor Xiao. Another question? Okay, yeah, I saw you raise your hand a few times.
关于那个 PPE 的 program， 那个对中文的程度有要求吗？就是例如我在学 IB， 然后我在学 Language B， 不是 Language A， 那还可以申请吗？
原培的面试你的语言这一块，原培会通过来面试来决定，所以不需要担心是 A 还是 B
所以那个 interview 就是用中文来。
对，面试是中文。
哦，好。
然后目前看你的交流应该没有问题。你要相信你们的学习能力。
好，谢谢。
Yeah, Trump. I think that girl. Yeah, you go first. Yeah.
Hi, I would like to know, are there any score requirements in the JUPAS, because I'm JUPAS student and I choose economics as my elective. Also, I want to know if there are any score requirements in the DSC result, and also about the interview, I mean, 就是面试在整个申请过程里面的比重占的是怎么样的呢？然后你们是不是非常看重学术成绩？谢谢。
Okay, well, thank you for your question. I think it's very important. Sorry that I didn't present, our JUPAS admission requirement for B-Econ Finance, because that's more of a program tailored for local students. This one that I just presented is a joint program with Peking University. I think for the admission scores, I suggest that you maybe check the Hong Kong U admission information website for last year's result. I think that will give you a better idea on the cutoff point. Basically, we look at your best X number of subjects, including English, Chinese, and math. And if you score, let's say, 5 asterisk, 5 star, okay, then we give you so-called bonus points like 8 points. And then if you score 5 star, then we give you 7. If it is 5, then we raise it up to 6. That means that we cross up the nominal scale for your grade. I think last year's admission score, I'm not sure what it is. I don't want to mislead you. So check our Hong Kong U website for that, okay? Now, concerning whether we look at only academic results, okay? I think since you apply through JUPAS, so JUPAS is a very transparent system. They base the decision on your DSE scores, okay? It's very scientific. So they arrange you based on the scores that you get from DSE results and also the bonus points that we've given you in the interview. Then they set a cut-off point over there. You have 100 students quota for this program, then they cut off 100 students. So for the interview, once you're invited, I strongly recommend and advise you to come and participate in the interview by showing your face, showing your self, your good self, that you're eager and motivated to join this program. And usually the interviewers, they will give you some bonus points. And the interview format normally is group interview. We toss around some topics to do with current affairs. And we want you to discuss among yourselves, and we want to see your use of language and how closely you follow the society's so-called economic, social-political events. At the same time, how you look at some disruptive technology like AI, for example. So we want you to have a view on many different things to decide, your communication skills. So I think interview is actually a way for us to understand you better. So come and then participate, and then you will be given some bonus points. That will help your admission also, okay? All right. Yeah.
We're open to only one more question because we need to respect the time of our professor. So we'll go with you, and after that, if you have further questions, you can always refer to our website information, and there are always hotline and also emails that you can send your questions to. All right?
你好，就是元培学院的姐姐，就是我隔三差五的都会去看一下那个网站官网上的那个就是几月几号要交申请书这样子的就是信息，然后我看就是现在还写的就是8月8号2025年，所以就是你们什么时候更新你们的官网？
这个问题坐在后排的 social science 的同事会回答你，好吧？好。Can we have one more?
One more? Okay, one more.
I'd like to ask for the dual degree in law program. 就是虽然我不清楚在官网上面到底有没有明确讲明，但是你们就比如说 PPE 一年会录取5个学生，你们的 law program 论 JUPAS 还有 non-JUPAS 来说，一年会录取几个学生呢
？JUPAS 嘛
，non-JUPAS 还有 JUPAS 都加起来有没有限制呢
？Sorry， 这个我还真是不清楚，因为这个是另一个 admission LLB admission 的 office 的数据，然后我现在手里还目前没有这一块的数据。
好，明白了。
不好意思，然后但之后的话，你想我可以一会儿跟你连个联系方式，然后我确认之后再跟你提供信息。好，不好意思。
Okay, thank you so much, everybody. Great questions, and I'm glad that you stayed until the last minutes of the sessions. So once again, thank you, and hope to see some of your faces at Hong Kong U and Peking U. Woo!